And welcome back to Good Morning Kenya. Many thanks for staying with us. We are glad that you're still watching. My name is Mike Migu. Now, let's talk matters of conservation, and we are focusing on how we can protect Mount Kenya's ecosystem. Now, Mount Kenya is, when you talk about Mount Kenya, is the second highest peak in the continent, and it's also a UNESCO World Heritage Site and one of the major water towers within the country. However, matters that regard climate change, illegal activities, population pressure are also threatening this ecosystem. So how can we better protect it and ensure that even future generation will benefit from it? For that conversation in studio, joined by Edward Mutito. Edward Mutito is the CEO of Mount Kenya Conservation Forum. Welcome to Good Morning Kenya.
Thank you.
And also Mr. Patrick Wanjohi, who is the chairman Mount Kenya Conservation Forum. He is also an entrepreneur. Karibu sana. Let's get into the conversation now. And when we talk about the Mount Kenya ecosystem, I'll start with you, Mr. Edward. You know, Mount Kenya has had glaciers over time, and UNESCO has noted that these glaciers have shrunk for decades. And we have those that are remaining today. But my question is, what does the disappearance of these glaciers tell us about the health of the Mount Kenya ecosystem in general?
Thank you. That is a fair question. Well, as you said, my name is Edward Mutito.
Yes.
And I'm the CEO of Mount Kenya Conservation Forum.
Yeah.
Mount Kenya Conservation Forum primarily deals with the ecosystem, Mount Kenya ecosystem. Mm-hmm. And as you say that there is reduction of glacier in Mount Kenya, that is true.
Yes.
Because some time back, 30 years ago, you would see Mount Kenya with a lot of glaciers on the mountain. It remained white all through.
Yeah.
And at the same time, your eyes could laugh seeing Mount Kenya. Yeah. No, each and everybody.
Especially in the mornings.
Exactly, that is how it is.
Yeah.
And most of people thought there are no, the glacier did not have stones inside. Mm-hmm. It was just snow covering, standing.
Yes.
But we came to understand later that snow stands on the rocks. Mm-hmm. And due to the climate change, now Mount Kenya, the snow is too little. Yeah. You can just see when it rains, we have a lot of snow in Mount Kenya, and the following day, that is gone. Mm-hmm. Mount Kenya conservation, Mount Kenya has been affected, the ecosystem has been affected by reduction of the glacier melting. Because due to melting, we have a lot of problem because degradation of Mount Kenya has appeared now. It's now being seen well, not as before. And people or the community or Mount Kenya itself, we have started seeing problems because, the flow of the river's flow, the water flow is too low. And that is because the glaciers melts and goes down, and then it forms those tributaries that forms the river. Yeah. And as you understand, Mount Kenya has almost 12 rivers that flows from Mount Kenya. Yes. So now that problem has been persistent due to the change of climate, and it has been a difficult thing to recover. And that's why we are now in to make sure that we turn back Mount Kenya as it was before. That is through partnership with other the government, conservation partners whom we partner with, and also the community, because benefits from Mount Kenya, the community benefit from Mount Kenya. If you come to Mount Kenya, you'll be able to see those people surrounding Mount Kenya. Yes. Are going up there, and they are, that's where they get there. It's a job. It creates a job.
There's a livelihood there.
Exactly, that's where they get their livelihood.
Yeah.
But due to melting of the glacier, this has reduced, the capacity of engaging the community. I mean, the jobs have reduced.
Yes, and even the ecosystem itself and the biodiversity within is affected. Mr. Patrick Wanjohi, how important is Mount Kenya ecosystem, and why should we take a step in ensuring that we protect that ecosystem?
The protection of Mount Kenya ecosystem is very, very vital, because for one, Mount Kenya is one of the best attractions when it comes to tourism, local and foreign. And like my colleague Bonamotito says, because of that beauty being eroded by climate change and all this, the pictures that were presented there earlier for marketing Mount Kenya are now a totally different. You get a totally different view of that.
Yes.
So by bringing back environment, we hope to do some areas, a lot of degraded areas, come back into forest.
Yes.
So that means we will experience more rainfall around Mount Kenya, and of course maybe in the future we will be able to get back the beauty of Mount Kenya, the glaciers and the snow and all that. Yeah.
Yes.
The other thing is extraction of water from the rivers of Mount Kenya is now happening more than ever before.
Yeah.
Because there's population increase around the farming areas, farming activities and utility of the water for domestic use and all that. So when we try and bring back the riparian areas of Mount Kenya, rehabilitate them, plant indigenous trees that do well on the banks of the river, we are actually conserving a lot of the water that is getting lost through evaporation. Because when the rivers are directly exposed to the sun, there's a lot of evaporation.
Yes.
So what we're trying to do is rehabilitate the riparian areas so that we can bring back the shade, so the little water that is flowing from Mount Kenya, even after being utilized by the communities upstream, does get to even the communities that depend on it.
Very important.
In the downstream. Yeah. So we are trying, as a conservation drive, to have depleted areas of Mount Kenya back into their natural format.
Restoration efforts.
Restoration efforts.
And Mr. Edward Mutito, you brought a very important aspect when it comes to matters of conservation, collaboration between NGOs, the government, and even communities, local communities, and even higher learning institutions. They have a role to play in that. Talk about the importance of this multi-stakeholder approach in making sure that we achieve long-term conservation efforts that have better outcomes.
Yeah, thank you. You see now, conservation of the ecosystem cannot be done by one person.
Yes.
This should be collaborative. And it's not wise doing this with conflict. You are doing this in Mount Kenya. This is an NGO working in Mount Kenya, doing conservation works. There's another NGO doing tree planting. There's another NGO. We need to come together and have a policy, a clear policy that can bring all these conservation partners together, so that we would be able to work together and form one bylaw that will be used by all other partners. You see, because you cannot just do alone as the chairman have just said,
yes,
that we are working with the community. We are working with the community. Because if we just put away the community, we will not be able to sustain. In fact, I would appreciate, and actually, I thank the government because of the collaboration the government has done to make sure that all conservation partners that are working in Mount Kenya come together and do one work, no different works, and have one policy, a policy that will be followed by each and everyone. Let me give an example.
yes.
Currently, we are doing rehabilitation in Mount Kenya ecosystem, and especially now we have been allocated 1,000 acres by Kenya Forest Service under a framework for collaboration of 5 years, renewable 5 years. And the work that we are doing, you know, I just want to bring you a picture how we can do what we call sustainability.
Yes.
Because when we do tree planting, we plant, yes.
Yes.
But that's nothing. Planting a tree is nothing. That's not work.
Yes.
Work is to grow a tree. That's what we call growing a tree or growing conservation. Meaning you plant a tree and you have a follow-up. How do you sustain this tree? I wish now you go now to Mount Kenya right now. The place is too dry, too dry. Everything is getting dry. In fact, even we are fearing any time we can have some fires, you know, the wildfires of Mount Kenya. We are fearing because the place is too dry. But I would like you to come and see what we have done as an example to other conservation partners. All right? We have planted trees, many indigenous trees. All right? We only deal with indigenous trees because they regenerate. And actually, they don't have much value for being felled. It's not commercial. They'll live for longer. All right? And now, due to problems that arise when you plant trees or when you grow trees, we have the communities around. They have to benefit from the same ecosystem. One, by grazing, all right? Two, firewood, and also harbor, all right? There are so many benefits that the community gets from Mount Kenya or from the ecosystem. But see now, having started planting trees in that area that we have been given by Kenya Forest Service, we have had a lot of problem because when we plant tree, you just get grazers, graze there in those trees. And at the same time, we really do not want a conflict between the conservationists and the community. So now what have we done? What we are doing is we are fencing the whole area. We have elected an electric fence in the whole area that we are planting. We are doing the plantation. And we are collaborating with the community to know what we are doing right now.
Yes.
All right? When we have tree planting period, all right, or season, we invite the community. They benefit from, you know, from planting those trees and they get something. You see, what I'm trying to say is to have a sustainable survival of our work, we have to fence. Now we have some partners who have come to see how we can work together. In fact, we have received a lot of assistance from the Rhino Ark Charitable Trust. I don't know whether you know Rhino Ark. The Rhino Ark has always been at the forefront of conservation of Mount Kenya ecosystem, Aberdeen ecosystem, and the Mau. And we are working together. And we have done a good thing that even if you come now where we are doing that rehabilitation, you'll enjoy.
Yes.
Your eyes, you'll see that something is being done. We are fenced, right? And in every season we plant indigenous trees, all right? These trees do not have stress now. They are growing very well. And then after doing all that work in that 1,000 acres, we will then shift from there with our fence and then go to another place. All right? Not only in Mount Kenya ecosystem, you can go anywhere, but much of it we are dealing with the forest reserves.
Yes.
All right? Number two, we are also handling the issue of the community, because we cannot do that work without the community.
The local community
are very important.
Yeah.
They are very important. So what do we do? And let me give you another challenge. Right now, when there is a lot of, the drought is too high, you get that the pastoralist comes with herds of cattle in Mount Kenya. And in fact, they have right to do so. What have we done now? We have fenced off the area, so even if they bring their cattle,
yes,
all right, we still remain as friends, all right? So now what I'm trying to say is that we can do what we call, as you say, how we can sustain. We can only sustain if we come together. The government itself, as it has done right now, because it's the government that has allocated that piece of land, and they do come and monitor and see what we are doing. Number three, the conservation partners that are coming in to see what we are doing. Okay, let me give you an example. We only hear that there's KBC television, all right? How do you know KBC works well apart from seeing from the television? And that's why when we were small children, we are being brought here years ago to come and see. And when we see, we really change our mind when we go back. And that's why we got some other, by coming here, they became presenters, because now they know what is KBC. KBC is not just television.
Yes.
KBC have a bigger role that plays. I hope you can see what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
That's what we are doing right now. If you come when we are doing tree planting, we really invite schools. In fact, the work that we have done have actually attracted other, as we had said earlier, higher learning institutions.
Yes.
Right now, Karatina University have partnered with us. They are doing research there in that land. To do what? Because we still want to know about the invasive species. Because when we plant trees, there are so many invasive species that are growing and obstructing the tree growing.
Yes.
So that's okay.
Yes, we shall come to the aspect of even the young mind, bringing young minds into the efforts of conservation. And you have talked about tree planting, and I want to bring you on this also because tree planting is the most visible. It's one of the most visible conservation activities that we see around, and even people are involved. But then again, how do we ensure that it prioritizes the ecosystem itself and biodiversity therein, rather than meeting numerical needs? Because we may have targets of planting a certain number of trees by this time. How do we ensure that it prioritizes the ecosystem rather than the numerical targets?
Basically, what we do is, especially in my line of business, we try and engage those young minds and try and teach them the importance of having those forests. Because when they come there, they do nature walks.
Yeah.
We have the primates, like the colobus monkeys, the baboons and Sykes monkeys. We have elephants, we have waterbacks, bushbacks, quite a variety of wildlife. So when they are doing their nature walk, the guides emphasize to these young minds on the importance of the forest. Because if somebody had not taken the initiative to protect those forests before, when they're coming to visit, they won't meet those environments. And we have to pass it on. Somebody else has to take that interest and that initiative. So yes, we try and make it something sustainable for the future. Something that you create in people, in young people's minds, that this is very important to be done. Not just planting the trees, making sure the trees mature so that they can sustain, they can bring back that the birds that were in the forest, that had no environment to nest in the forest, bring back the wildlife. Like now we have, just by the little efforts we have done, we have a huge population of elephants that have now come back to the area. And this is what you'd want to see in the forest. You'd want to walk around the forest, see all sorts of animals, enjoy all sorts of bird life, and the history and the stories about the forest. So I think it's more important, like you're saying, not just the number of trees we plant, but the amount of education we put around what we are doing.
Yes, which is very important.
Yes.
And when you talk about local communities, you know, their voices are very important in these efforts, and they have to be prioritized. And this includes even in matters of climate justice and environmental policy. Is there a way that the local community is influencing conservation efforts, decisions in whatever that is being done insofar as restoring the Mount Kenya ecosystem is concerned?
Yeah, thank you. You know, with the Kenya Forest Service, we have what we call the CFAs. These are the community forest associations that is formed by the community themselves. They learn the forest. In collaboration with the station manager of the station.
Yes.
And no decision can be made without the involvement.
Yes.
All decisions are made with the community, what we call participation, so that they can feel they own the forest. They can feel that it's their forest. And that's why you see there's a lot of, there's a good progress since the formation of community forest associations.
Yeah.
I wish you come on the ground so that you will be able to see how the communities are working with the Kenya Forest Service regarding protection of the ecosystem. And they have been trained, and they are even better off because they have they have also simplified the work of Kenya Forest Service or the station manager because they scout what is happening in the forest. As we say now, in the past, before the CFA was formed, could fire appear? Could there be fire break? Outbreak of fire in the forest. The communities could not actually see the need of going to put off the fire because they are not benefiting from the forest. They just say, your forest in yao. Ikitaka kuchomeka, where are we coming in? But now because we are being given an opportunity of doing farming in the forest. All right? So now they own it as theirs. They have that priority of going to get firewood. They own it. They graze. They own it. Even others are keeping beehives. So they feel it's theirs. All right? They feel it is theirs. And that's why you see, we can also, even ourselves, or any other NGO that is working in Mount Kenya or in any other ecosystem, you may not do better if you don't involve the community. Yes.
And Mr. Wanjohi, it's a very important aspect that you're tackling. But my question, when you look at Mount Kenya ecosystem, can it realistically sustain, remain ecologically intact while supporting the needs of a rapidly growing population? What do you think?
I think the government, of course, has to be very firm about areas that need to remain natural, avoid, enforce the encroachment laws, that people stick to the borders and respect the natural areas, whether forest or national parks or stuff like that. And make the communities, even if their spaces are becoming smaller, good beneficiaries of those natural protected areas. like Bwana Mutito is saying,
yes,
all those activities that can happen in the forest, if the communities are allowed, controlled sort of involvement, if you have to keep your hives and harvest your honey, if you have to graze, if you have to extract some permitted products from the forest,
yes,
let the communities be beneficiaries. That way, they will coexist with the natural areas and they will respect them.
Yes.
They won't want to force themselves to come and stay
yes.
in those natural areas.
Yeah.
But that, of course, it's only the government that has the might to do that.
And Bwana Mutito, based on what Wanjohi is saying, do we need to rethink development around protected ecosystems?
Yeah, let me just come back a bit. As he had said, there's a problem that has always been there with the community who actually protect the forest.
Yes.
You know, they are the ones and they will remain there. But there has always been complaints how the government can actually develop a method, because the communities do plantation of trees in the forest, all right? And they protect those trees until they mature. But, you know, sometimes it beats all odds when actually the government starts, you know, clear felling those or harvesting those commercial trees. They don't consider those people who planted. You see what this has always been a problem. Actually, let me say it. It has always been a problem because wanajiuliza tulipanda miti, tumepalilia hii miti, tumeitunza na sasa imekuwa mzima. Alafu sasa tunasikia watu wametoka Mombasa, wengine wametoka wapi, ndio wanauziwa miti, wanabeba hiyo miti yote, si tunabakishiwa matawi. I think the government should also come in. Wale community, those communities ambao walipanda hiyo miti, wakati wa kuharvest wasipatiwe bure. Hapana.
They be considered in the buying and selling of it.
Wanatengewa sehemu moja kubwa, hii ni ya watu wale wametenga hapa, na wasipatiwe, wauziwe, wa benefit. That's one thing. Let me tell you something just before I come to a question. Well, I don't know whether I'll go out of what we are, you know, of what possibly out of the topic. But I will give you a story when you were not born by that time. Because now as I'm talking now, I'm now 75 years. Kwa hivyo ukiangalia miaka yangu na yangu unaweza kuona uko nyuma kidogo. Nimekuanza kidogo. But if you can say something, because involvement ya community kama hatutafanya hivyo, tutakuwa nyuma. Kwa sababu I remember sometime back in 1975, I was employed by a certain mzungu somewhere in Nanyuki. By that time, kulikuwa na, you know, na game hunting. Kwa hivyo huyo mzungu alikuwa na leseni ya kwenda kushika wanyama na kuleta kwa orphanage. Na sasa huyo mzungu wakati huyo mzungu alianza kushika na mimi nikapatiwa kibarua, akaona mimi huyu kijana anajua Kiingereza kidogo, alikuwa ameandika watu hawajui Kiingereza. So akanishukua na akaniambia don't be talking so much na wale watu. Nikasema ni sawa sawa. Tukienda kwa camp tulikuwa tunaenda tunashika wanyama. I want to bring you something. Na hiyo ningetaka anyone ani challenge. Tukashika wanyama, tunashika hao bongos ambao saa hii ndio wanafanywa, ndio wanaletwa hapa sasa. Tunashika faru, tunashika ndovu, lions, zote tunasipeleka, zilikuwa zinapelekwa
orphanage.
Hapana, zilikuwa zinapelekwa nchi za nje. Mimi nimepeleka bongos. Sasa nilikuwa kijana mdogo wakati huo. Kwa hiyo chupukizi kama wewe sasa. You know, sasa you have energy. Si kama mimi. So now nimepeleka Japan. Nimepeleka faru Japan, nimepeleka crested cranes, nimepeleka leopards in Japan, nimepeleka faru in Iraq. I mean, I've gone to Baghdad. Nimeenda US kupeleka wanyama. Bongos walipelekwa you know, in the US. Lakini ukirudi hapa, wao walikuwa wanasema ni sisi tunawida bongos. Na sasa hizo bongo zilipelekwa huko, kulikuwa na bongo US. Hakukuwa. Na sasa ndizo zimeletwa wapi? Zinachukuliwa, zinapelekwa, zinaletwa. Ukirudi kwa miti, tuko na ile miti ambayo the species that under presidential decree. Ukikuja kwa ama kwa baba yako, unakuta anajenga na hii mekema. Lakini ukienda kwa hao watu, hao ndio wamejenga na ile miti, you know, ile sasa cypress and all those and camphor. Unaona? Sasa hawa community walikuwa marginalized, walikuwa wameondolewa. Hawa watu ndio walikuwa wanafanya hiyo kazi. Ukienda kwa hawa watu saa hii, uketi chini, ukiingia kwa nyumba
kidogo makeko imeleta shida, but ningetaka kukuuliza swali bwana Wanjohi. When you look at our efforts today of conservation, where do you think we are falling short?
Like Bwana Mtito is saying, lack of involvement of those people who observe these conservation areas and are thinking how they can benefit from the conservation areas. We have a big challenge in keeping out especially the illegal extractors within the forest. So they come there, they are either extracting, they are snaring the animals so that they can enjoy game meat, or they are illegally cutting the indigenous trees that take very long to grow, for either firewood or burning charcoal on this. So I just think a collaboration like we are doing between us and government, because government cannot be all over the forest all the time.
Yes.
They need informers like us when we are working in the forest, when we are doing those nature walks in the forest, that if you see something, you are able to call the forest manager and tell them, I've noticed some illegal activities happening somewhere, some logging is happening. We've come across some snares that are traps to catch the animals. Then with that information, they can do a lot more than when everybody who is inside the forest is a threat to the forest, and of course would not like to be arrested doing their illegal activities. If you're people of goodwill and you come across illegal activities happening in the forest, you're able to alert the authorities and they can take action.
Yes.
Yes.
In the interest of time, one question to you, gentlemen. If we are to ensure that the conservation efforts within the Mount Kenya ecosystem will work and outcomes be experienced 20 years going to 50 years, what needs to be done starting now? I'll start with you.
Well, number one is collaboration with partners. Number two is involvement of the community. Number three is to have a goal, as we are doing right now. And as you say, there has been a problem due to encroachment of the forest.
Yes.
And there have been a bigger debate within Mount Kenya, because now Mount Kenya is being enclosed with an electric fence all through now. Right, it's now almost complete. The system, I mean, the ecosystem should be left alone. The ecosystem should be left alone, because the whole problem we have is that we do conservation today, as I'm telling you, we do conservation today, and the work that we are doing in collaboration with other partners, it's not showing fruits. Why? Because the Mount Kenya remains open to anyone who feels to go in, either day or night. All right? But now it will be enclosed, and they will have the main entrance. So now the area will be, the ecosystem now will be safe, because anyone who goes in the forest will be known. And as we are speaking today, Kenya Forest Service has already mounted, some cameras in the forest to make sure they are monitoring anyone who is getting in. In fact, they have even drones that are, that are hovering around to monitor what is happening. That's the only way we can do. Because, as you said earlier, we have what we call a population increase.
Yes.
And Mount Kenya is not increasing. Population is going high, high, high. So the need for Mount Kenya is increasing. And if we do not become a bit serious, there will be some people who may think that Mount Kenya can be encroached.
Yeah.
So I feel survival is only fencing.
Yes. What do you think?
I think, just to add on what Bwana Edward has said, is that this awareness should be started from a very early age. Yeah. Since from the age of children who come, they love to come to the Mount Kenya. Yeah. They have a lot to see and a lot to do. If the people who are guiding them through the Mount Kenya ecosystem can impact, because mostly it's the local
community,
the local schools and local community who come with their children. If that education about conservation can be impacted at that early age, all the way to university, then naturally you will get quite a good number of people interested in carrying forward the work that people like me and Motito have started.
Yes.
Because they're already interested in it.
Yeah.
And they're interested in maintaining those environments and maintaining the kind of wildlife that those environments protect.
Yes.
Yes.
Let me read a comment that have been sent by someone who has not put his name. Said, good morning. It is sad that you are cutting down hectares of trees to build an airstrip and state lodge at the same time talking about rehabilitation of Mount Kenya ecosystem. Hasn't sent his name, but that is his comment. Gentlemen, I thank you for making time to come and talk about this issue.